Welcome to day 3. I just want to say that I'm kind of liking the vibe this year of on the floor. Usually I'm seated at a desk. I think every series of this I've ever done, I've been at a desk and it's very professional. And I kind of like that we're seated on the floor as friends having this discussion because I think it's going to be that much more in depth. What you can hear in the background is not a bird. That is my dear friend Dale. And how I know it's Dale is I can see him. He's a little chipmunk and he's missing his little nubby tail instead of a normal tail. And he's a menace and he'll do that until I bring him peanuts. So we're in the woods together. Dale, stop it. I think that this year it's really fun. What you guys haven't seen in prior years is me having to like stop the camera because there's like a garbage truck or construction happening. Now it's really just Dale, which I kind of love. So the reason I share this with you is today's concept and conversation of your daily routine. I instilled this at a time in my life where I was at a crossroads. I didn't know what I wanted anymore. I didn't know what the heck was happening. I knew I wanted to move. I didn't know quite yet that this was the goal. And I just felt very lost. And I needed some form of, I don't know what to call it other than guidance. And I knew that I wanted to live somewhere where I could do this. 90% of my job is camera, audio, podcast, Zoom calls. There's so much that requires peace and quiet. And even just for my own mindset, like I'm such a private person that this was a dream. But like I said, I was at such a crossroads. And if you're feeling like you are just not just confused, but at a complete loss as to what the heck you want right now in life, that's a feeling that I have felt a few times in my life. And I always say to Andre, my husband, I'm like, I wouldn't wish this on anybody because it's just such a difficult place to be at when you're like, what's the next right thing? Like, what's the next step? What am I doing here? So I implemented this morning routine when I wouldn't even just call it my lowest points. I would just call them my most confusing, frustrating points where I just felt like I needed a path. I didn't know what to do. I felt lost. I felt afraid. I felt unsure. I felt frustrated. I felt mad, angry, sad, name it. So I get it. If you feel that way, I have been there at multiple times in my life from the age of 19 to the age of now 37. I just turned 37. I get that question a lot. How old are you? Don't say a day over 30. I'm just kidding. I really don't care about that stuff. But 37. I'm hoping it's going to be a good year. But last year especially, I really implemented this specific routine. And I want to give you my morning routine, daily routine for manifesting your dream life, which might sound so woo-woo, but I just want to point out that I do not believe in manifestation and sitting on your tuchus and doing nothing. We're going to manifest and we're going to work our tuchus off. Cool? So here's what I would do. This was basically my daily routine is I would wake up, work out right away just to get myself from not sitting on the couch right away or sleeping in or staying in bed to get moving. Because basically, I don't know about you, but whenever I do even a workout that's like 20 minutes, I will feel so much more invigorated, so much more clear. I'll get ideas. It just gets the blood pumping. So I would always do a workout. 20 minutes was fine. Spin bike, whatever you want to do. Go for a walk, workout, first thing. So wake up, do that. And then right after, 5-minute meditation. I can link a couple in the comments for you, but honestly, I'll tell you what to do. Just YouTube 5-minute manifestation meditation. 5-minute meditation, so good, game-changing, completely changed the course of my life, the way that I thought about things. It quickly became one of my top 10 goals for the month, just to meditate every single day. And just 5 minutes was plenty. And it was everything. So that's number 1. I told you every day there's going to be 3 things. So workout, meditation, that's step 1. And then step 2, I would go through and quickly I wouldn't start planning my day yet because the kicker is coming. I would go through and review my goals from the day before. So I would review my top 10 goals, what I did the day before, just literally like this is usually sitting on my desk, just a quick glance, cool, got it. Where am I at on things? How am I feeling about everything? And just review and go from there. Step 3 is the biggest step. And the days that I did this, I had crazy reactions. There was a day, I still have the notebook that I wrote it in. And it's so personal that maybe one day I'll share it. It's still so personal and raw that I would probably start, like the thought of it just got me a little bit weepy. But it's insane, the stuff that happened through this process. So I would do these 5-minute meditations. There is longer ones if you want to go deeper and do that. But honestly, 5 minutes was so good. So I would do these meditations, review my goals, and then I would write a letter to myself as my future self. So Angie, 1 year forward. So this time last year, I was doing this. And it is mind-boggling to me how much that person, that Angie, a year ahead, that was writing to Angie last year, she's living the stuff that she wanted. The crazy stuff that I wrote in those letters are literally to a T my life. And I got really, really specific. So I'll share. Okay, I said I was going to share. I'm going to share it. I'm going to do my best not to cry. I'm not going to go get it just because it is still like it's a journal and it's super personal. And what I did is I started taking that journal and I just put it in the lined pages in my planner. But that specific one is in a green journal nestled away in the basement, and I will never get rid of it because it was just such a confusing crossroads that day I literally had a breakthrough. So I did my meditation, reviewed my goals, and I wrote this letter to myself saying that we live in the country, which I hadn't found, like the house did not exist yet. So this would have been earlier than a year ago. It would have been, let's say, a year and 3 months. So I would have written it in July. No idea. We had come to see this house mid-July for the first time last year. So I had no idea this house even existed. And basically what I was envisioning and writing in the journal, and I just let the pen flow. I don't even know where this came from, but I said, I'm walking up from the dock and Andre was grilling steak, which at the time we never had steak. We have steak all the time now, which is super weird. We become like cowboys. I don't even know. And I said in the letter, like, Andre's grilling steaks. He's with Carl. And if you guys have ever seen my videos of us in Disney or whatever, Andre does this thing when he's really happy and he like kind of like dances. So he was doing that by the grill and he just looked so happy. And I was coming up from the dock, which we didn't have a dock. I'm like, what are you talking about, a dock? But I wrote that down. And that exact sequence of events happened this year. We had steak last night on the grill. And the way that the vision was of what like I wrote down was that the property kind of went like this up a hill, and that's how our house is. So I'm not saying this to you that it doesn't have to be about a house. It can be about meeting your dream spouse. It can be about getting your dream career. It can be to whatever you want. But writing that letter, it doesn't have to be every day either. I understand that can be taxing, but if you can make a routine out of it, that every single morning you write just one page, kind of like you're journaling to yourself of, you wouldn't believe what happened today. And you're just kind of writing to your best friend pen pal, but you're the best friend. And it's you 1 year from today. Where are you at? What does life look like? And I'm going to do it with you guys. So I can get really emotional. And what I want to know when we come back tomorrow is if you did this, what happened, what your thoughts were, if it was emotional. But trust me on this one. It might sound crazy. Go do it. It'll change your life and it's going to be the biggest part of your glow up because you're going to start to get such clarity and specificity on the stuff that actually freaking matters to you and the things that you consider your dream. And also keep it a secret if you want to. I understand it's so personal and it might feel weird in the moment of writing. It did for me. And now I feel okay sharing it because I can't believe that it happened in the weirdest way. But usually things happen once in your mind or on paper and then once in real life. So take the first step maybe and make sure that it happens in your mind so that the second step can happen ASAP-aroo. So I hope today hit home for you guys. I love you and I will see you tomorrow. Bye dudes.